Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the AP award-winning News Now update on Cool and Current, WJSU. It is Tuesday, Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2013. I am L.A. Warren. The current temperature is 45 degrees. These are among the headlines today. Hines supervisors vote for a new administrator for its beleaguered jail. And as the year draws to a close, WJSU looks back at the top stories of 2013. Now, topping the news. The Hines County Board of Supervisors has appointed a member of the team that opened the county jail in 1994 as its new administrator. Reportedly, the board voted 4-1 for Diane Gatson Riley. In September, a Hines County grand jury reported the jail was a threat to the safety of inmates, staff, and visitors. Also headlining the news, a Tupelo police officer remains hospitalized after a shooting that killed 38-year-old Corporal Gail Stouffer. The wounded officer's name has not been released. Reportedly, the officers were shot when they tried to stop a getaway car after a robbery at a Bancourt South branch. The bank and FBI are offering $100,000 for information leading to the gunman. Also, in the Magnolia State and Region, Salvation Army bell ringers in Biloxi collected something unusual. 2 golden rings with a letter asking that they go to a Christian couple who cannot afford a diamond and are making a lifetime commitment. A Gulfport jeweler verified the rings as gold and diamonds worth about $500. Now, moving to national and global news, large crowds have begun to gather in the biblical town of Bethlehem for Christmas Eve celebrations. Hundreds of tourists packed the town's manger square. The nearby Church of the Nativity sits on the spot where tradition says Jesus was born. And in finance news today, stocks are mostly higher in early trading on Wall Street after the government reported that American companies are investing in their businesses at the fastest pace since January. And now, as we prepare to close out 2013, WJSU examines the year with this flashback that includes politics, sports, entertainment, and global news. Some stories were tragic and others triumphant. And joining me today as we look back at 2013 is Sonny Fridge. Now, first, we examine the headlines of at least 12 stories by the month. In January, President Barack Obama's inauguration raised prospects for a promising second term. And in February, officials tried to thwart plans for a JSU campus in Madison. But eventually, the Board of Supervisors rolled out the welcome mat. JSU President Carolyn W. Myers expressed astonishment over recent developments with Madison Mayor Mary Hawkins Butler.
I was surprised to hear that. We thought we had dotted our I's and crossed the T's, and that's why we had been trying to meet with her for quite a while. And we had no indication that she had any concerns during the meeting. There were 3 of us there, or in the week between the meeting and the IHL board meeting in which approval was sought.
And LA continuing with our look back in 2013. In March, Clarksdale mayoral candidate 34-year-old Marco McMillan was slain. In April, mourners remembered slain JPD detective Eric Smith. He was killed by a suspect being interrogated at JPD headquarters. In May, Jackson voters ousted Mayor Harvey Johnson Jr., and embattled Vicksburg Mayor Paul Winfield lost to State Representative George Flaggs. In June, Chokwe Lumumba became Jackson's newest mayor. He spoke with supporters during a victory speech while heralding his administration's theme of one city, one aim, one destiny.
All the voters who have come out in order to give us a mandate. Yes. From the last, I heard it was 90 of 94 precincts reporting, and we had 86% of the vote. Okay.
Not bad.
That's a mandate for change.
Yes.
That's a mandate for positive change.
Right.
It's not a mandate for craziness, right? It's not a mandate for being mad at someone. Right? It's not a mandate for vengeance against someone. Right? What it is, it's a mandate to build Jackson to a positive level of change.
And also in June, Medgar Everett's home was rededicated as a small museum in commemoration of Everett's assassination 50 years ago. And moving to July, Russia indicated it might grant asylum to NSA leaker Edward Snowden, as well as the Duchess of Cambridge gave birth to a boy. And moving to August, the Mississippi Supreme Court validated the state's open carry gun law. And in September, the Jackson Zoo lost its accreditation. Also, outlets of Mississippi and Pearl planned job fairs, and later we will learn we captured the crowd's exuberance during the ribbon cutting, rather.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please have some champagne and let's go shopping.
Now, moving to October, former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick was sentenced to 28 years in prison, and Janet Yellen was poised to become the first woman to lead the Federal Reserve.
In November, President John F. Kennedy was remembered 50 years after his assassination, and USM won its first game in 2 seasons. And in December, JSU fired football coach Rick Comagee. Alcorn State University President Christopher Brown resigned. Southwest Airlines announced it will end service in Jackson, and Megabus expanded into Mississippi.
All right, now let's look at other 2013 topics in specific categories. Now, social issues dominated parts of the news, with the Supreme Court making 2 crucial rulings involving gay marriage. AP correspondent Ed Donahue reports.
The court ruled married same-sex couples were entitled to federal benefits. The court didn't rule in another case and cleared the way for same-sex marriages in California. That was the reaction in San Francisco. The ruling didn't change any laws around the country that banned same-sex marriage. It meant Sandy Steyer can marry her partner.
Thank you to the Constitution.
Paul Katami was a plaintiff in the California Prop 8 case.
Today I finally get to look at the man that I love and finally say, will you please marry me?
Opponents say this is more than just about the law.
It's about morals and about teaching my kids morals.
Ken Klukowski with the Family Research Council says the Supreme Court should have let democracy work out the gay marriage issue.
There are no words in the Constitution that empowers a federal court to impose that sort of solution on the people and to take this issue out of the people's hands.
President Obama applauded the ruling.
We are all equal under the law.
More and more states are recognizing same-sex marriage. I'm Ed Donahue.
And as well, a delegation being sent in February to Russia by President Barack Obama for the Winter Olympics in Sochi include openly gay athletes Brian Boitano, Billie Jean King, and Caitlin Cahow. This after Russia came under fierce criticism for passing national laws banning gay propaganda. Now moving on to lighter news. Now, would you agree that these stories made a big splash in 2013? Well, the following clip includes Sharknado, Miley Cyrus, Paula Dean's racial scandal, the death of Paul Walker, Valerie Harper's brain cancer, Angelina Jolie's breast cancer, Corey Monteith's death, Amanda Bynes being committed, Kanye West proposing to Kim Kardashian and naming their baby North, and the death of James Gandolfini.
That's right, L.A. Those stories were big, and other big stories included Jimmy Fallon replacing Jay Leno on The Tonight Show, Beyonce lip-syncing the Star-Spangled Banner at President Barack Obama's inauguration, Michael Jackson concert promoter AEG being acquitted of negligence for hiring Conrad Murray, Lindsay Lohan's rehab, Barbara Walters retiring, and the Breaking Bad finale. AP Entertainment editor Michael Weinfeld takes a look back at all of these.
Shocking deaths and raining sharks were among the top stories in entertainment.
Instead of letting live sharks rain down on people, we're going to get in that chopper and throw bombs into the tornadoes.
I don't ever really plan to offend people, but sometimes that just happens.
I is what I is.
They found the vehicle engulfed in flames and located 2 victims inside the vehicle.
It's serious and it's incurable.
I've been very happy just to see the discussion about women's health expanded.
Mr. Monteith died of a mixed drug toxicity involving heroin and alcohol.
Hey, Amanda.
Daniel, how are you feeling?
I love this person, and she's my joy.
North means highest power.
Mr. Gandolfini was taken to the hospital where he died.
Everyone loves Jimmy Fallon, but Jay Leno is an icon.
I did not feel comfortable taking a risk. It was about the president and the inauguration.
Was Dr. Conrad Murray unfit? Answer, no.
For the past 90 days, I've been on a lovely court-ordered vacation. I plan to retire from appearing on television.
He's gone. They're all gone.
I'm Michael Weinfeld.
And if you're wondering who was voted the top entertainer of the year, well, we have that too.
In the end, it was a battle between the Queen of Twerk
I don't ever really plan to offend people.
and the Girl on Fire.
I don't want anyone looking to me. I can't help them.
Despite her modesty, Jennifer Lawrence beat Miley Cyrus to become the AP's Entertainer of the Year. But not by much. She edged Cyrus by just 1 vote. Netflix came in third, followed by Breaking Bad and Justin Timberlake. I'm Michael Weinfeld.
You're not coming down. It's slow.
Now, some of the most memorable sports stories included the Manti Te'o hoax that involved a fake girlfriend who reportedly died of leukemia. At age 64, Diana Nyad swam from Cuba to Florida without a shark cage. At age 31, Serena Williams won 11 tennis titles and 2 Grand Slams. She became the oldest woman to hold the #1 ranking. And NBA player Jason Collins announced he is gay.
And other major stories included Lance Armstrong's admitting to doping, Blade Runner Oscar Pistorius was charged with murder, former New England Patriots star Aaron Hernandez was charged with murder, and the Super Bowl power outage during the game between Baltimore and San Francisco. Now, the Ravens beat the Niners 34-31, and locally it was disappointment for Jackson State University fans when Grambling was a no-show for JSU homecoming in October. And finally, the top sports story was the fatal Boston Marathon bombing. And, of course, there were tragedies and other breaking news this year. A rampage by former Los Angeles police officer Christopher Dorner left 4 people dead and put Southern California on edge for more than a week. AP correspondent Tim McGuire discussed the manhunt.
Christopher Dorner, fired from the job in 2008, began his revenge with the shooting deaths of a college basketball coach and her fiancée. Then a shootout with officers guarding one of Dorner's targets, and the killing of a Riverside police officer and the wounding of a second. LAPD Chief Charlie Beck telling reporters Dorner is the most frightening kind of criminal.
Of course he knows what he's doing, and we've trained him.
Jumpy police mistake a pickup delivering newspapers as Dorner's. A mother and daughter were wounded. This woman admits she's frightened.
Closing their blinds, locking their doors.
Dorner fled to the San Bernardino Mountains, torching his pickup. Days later, he stole a car at gunpoint.
Mr. Dorner coming at me with his rifle level at my head.
Enough is enough. It's time to turn yourself in.
In the end, Dorner didn't surrender.
Shots fired, 7 Oaks cabin.
He holed up in a cabin and began a shootout with sheriff's deputies, killing one.
They're not going to catch him alive.
That neighbor was right. Dorner's body was found in the rubble of the burned-out cabin. I'm Tim McGuire.
So how's the weather? No hail in sight?
No hail in the weather forecast. This afternoon, we can expect sunny skies with a high near 46 and winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now for tonight, clear skies with a low around 23 degrees, chilly. Winds will become calm in the evening. And for Christmas Day, sunny skies with a high near 52 degrees. For Christmas night, mostly clear skies with a low near 31 degrees rather. And for Thursday, we can expect sunny skies with a high near 54 degrees.
We are Jackson State University, challenging minds, changing lives. For Sonny Fridge, Courtney Christopher Page, I am L.A. Warren. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to each of you. Coming up next, we have more of the best in jazz, only on Cool and Current, WJSU.